She reminded me that loving someone meant respecting their wishes, even when it hurt more than anything. I left that session knowing what I had to do, even though every cell in my body screamed against it. The next morning, I found Dr. Wong in the hallway reviewing charts, and my legs felt like jelly walking up to him. I told him we'd take Miss Nyla off the machines tomorrow after Oliver and I could say goodbye the right way. He nodded and put his hand on my shoulder for just a second, before explaining they'd make sure she was comfortable with medicine. The nurses would give us all the time we needed in the room and nobody would rush us. Oliver was playing with his toy cars on the waiting room floor when I picked him up and carried him to Miss Nyla's room. We spent that whole day making the room special for our goodbye with her favorite poetry book that she used to read to us every Sunday morning. The nurses helped us tape Oliver's crayon drawings all around her bed, showing stick figures of our little family holding hands. One nurse brought paint so we could make handprints with Oliver's tiny hand pressed against Missy Nyla's bigger one on paper. Oliver kissed each of Nana's fingers one by one, just like their morning game, while I played Marina's favorite song on my phone. He kept asking when Nana would wake up to see his pretty pictures, and I just held him tighter. That night, after Oliver fell asleep in the chair, I set up my phone to record a video for him to watch when he's older. I explained who Misty Nyla really was, and how she saved us when nobody else would help. My voice kept breaking while I told the camera about her choosing to be his Nana, and loving him from the first second she saw him. I talked about all the songs she taught him and the books she read and how brave she was standing up to my father. The video went on for 20 minutes of me crying and starting over, but I needed him to know everything. The withdrawal morning came too fast, and my whole body was shaking when the respiratory team arrived. They explained each step while I held Miss Nyla's hand so tight my knuckles went white. Oliver sat on my lap playing with her other hand and humming the song she always sang at bedtime. The ventilator made a weird sound when they disconnected it, and suddenly the room got quiet without all the machine noises. Missy Nyla's chest moved up and down on its own for the first time in days, but each breath was shallow and far apart. I whispered in her ear that we loved her, and it was okay to go be with Marina, who was waiting for her. Oliver waved bye-bye to Nana and blew her kisses like we taught him to do when leaving for daycare. Her breathing got slower and slower over 30 minutes while I told her every single thing I was grateful for. The last breath was so quiet I almost missed it, and then nothing for a whole minute before the nurse checked for a heartbeat. She shook her head gently and wrote down the time while I sat there holding Oliver, who kept trying to wake Nana up for their morning song. The doctor came in to confirm and sign papers while more nurses appeared to disconnect all the monitors and IVs. They let us stay with her body for an hour, and Oliver kept patting her face, asking her to open her eyes. Constance stood in the doorway the whole time, not saying anything, but being there in case we needed her.